Hello. Okay, let's talk about keeping your mucus thin, which I think is the most important thing besides keeping it clean, no infection, is to keep your mucus thin because you need to be able to cough out of your trach tube. You never want it to get plugged, which I've had a really scary experience with it getting plugged. My solution there was, when you first get it, you have so many secretions and they just don't educate you enough after you get to the hospital of how scary it is when you first get home with a trach. But it's awful. I think coming home from the hospital is definitely the worst part because you go from the safety of a hospital to then you're on your own, even with at-home nurse care, which they all suck. No offense, I'm sure there's some really good ones, but at least our experience was awful. So I had a really bad mucus plug 5 days after he came home from the hospital. And my husband wasn't here, my mom was just here, and my little sister, which I think made things worse because for them it was really scary and alarming, where my husband's kind of calm, understands it a little more. So what I did was I knew I was having a mucus plug, even though I didn't know what a mucus plug was, but I knew I couldn't breathe. So I took my inner cannula out, coughed, couldn't get it out, remained calm. My face was turning bright red. I was losing oxygen, and being pregnant, not good. So I went to our medical supply room, got a suction catheter thing, went into our room. My mom started suctioning me. She just was bawling, and she was just holding it while I was knowing what I needed to do, because I remember the nurses doing it. And I finally coughed it out, thank goodness. And then she called the at-home nurses, and they went ahead and called 911. I went down to the emergency room, and there was really nothing. It was fine at that point. And the ER doctor told me, no joke, to take Mucinex. That was his solution. So then I realized, all right, I need to figure this out on my own. How do you keep your mucus thin so this never happens to me again? So the best thing ever, it's gonna be this portable nebulizer. It was $40 on Amazon. Comes with this little thing. So what you're gonna do is put one of these little bullets in there, one of these saline bullets. I also got this off of Amazon. It is 0.9 sodium chloride solution. So they're 5 milliliters each. You just take the cap off, pour it in this orange thing. You're gonna turn it on, like so. Push the on button. You're gonna see all this mist, so you're gonna breathe it in. But for you, because you have a trach, take your Passimera valve off if you have one. Take your HEM off if you have one on. So you just want it to be fully exposed, like this. Like this. Plug your nose. And you're gonna just breathe in like that. My shirt's getting in the way. Okay, you're gonna just breathe in and out like that until it's completely gone. And have a paper towel by, because you're gonna be coughing up so much mucus. It's gonna blow your mind. It's really thin. In a matter of 20 minutes, thin, you'll cough everything out. It's magical. So I do that twice a day, every morning, every night. Again, you could take Mucinex, which does in fact thin your mucus. Just be careful what kind you buy, because I know there's some that don't, there's some that do, but I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, I'm just giving you my opinions. So I now take this every day, which I learned from my idiopathic subglottic stenosis Facebook group. It's called NAC, and it stands for something, but basically it's like a natural vitamin. It tastes disgusting. It smells like rotting eggs. The pill's really big, so I cut it in half. I also take a bunch of different vitamins every day, and the day after I started taking this, you guys, my mucus went away. Where'd it go? Don't know. I don't know how it works, but it's amazing. So as you can see, the pill is pretty big, and these scare me just with the trach in, so I cut it in half. Literally, it smells like rotting eggs, you guys, but it's amazing. Again, I got it off of Amazon, just NAC. Definitely ask your doctor or nurse about this. All of my doctors approved. They all love this. And it's amazing. So another thing, when I'm just at home walking around and I'm not capped, I always have my HEM on, the heat moisture exchange. That's gonna trap my moisture in, so that's gonna also keep my mucus thin. I also have a 40-ounce hydro flask that I drink 2 to 4 of them. So either 80 ounces or 160 ounces of water a day. You're gonna pee a lot, who cares? You just need to stay hydrated, keep everything moist, so your mucus is thin, because you don't ever want a mucus plug. And then also in my other video, I showed you guys that portable humidifier. So I would just bring that around, and it's putting in air, like moist air, directly into your trach tube. So you're gonna cough out so much mucus. It's gonna be so thin, and also mixed with water. It's a little annoying to get used to, but anything to keep your trach dry or wet and thin is beautiful. So that's what I do. I don't know what you do, but I wish somebody would have told me to do all these things right when I got home from the hospital. I had to learn the hard way, but now I know. And we also have humidifiers throughout our entire house. One right next to my bed, next to the nebulizer. But I love having the nebulizer mist collar here and the humidifier just breathing in through my nose and through my mouth. I know everything's staying super humidified, and again, we live in Arizona and it's super dry here, so it's a big thing. So that is how you keep your mucus thin with a trach. I hope you guys are doing good, and hang in there, people.